Welcome back to Boring Reviews.
Boring Land.
Oh, just kidding.
Blasphemer! Hello,
right.
Boring Review Nation!
Kind of pointless.
We know all things.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Boring Land. Nick here.
I can't. Dude, you caught me like mid-breath. Oh, guys, you don't understand. It's like a race as soon as he hits record for us to go out with the introduction first. And he's been so quick, man. I'm impressed.
It's stressful, man. I got to beat you. So we are looking at reacting to Parmanu. This is the official trailer, but Abay, our man, he has given us the subtitles because on the YouTube we do not see a trailer with subtitles. And this is Parmanu, the story of Pokhran. And I don't know anything about it, but I do see that it has John Abraham in it. And John Abraham is from Handsome Rocky, you know, that fight scene that we saw. That's the man, John Abraham.
I'm telling you, still have nightmares of that fight scene. Like, holy cow. Woo, love it,
man.
And if
you know,
you guys don't know what we're talking about, check out on our YouTube channel. Check out Rocky Hands. You know what? It was so gruesome. Nick had to put some emojis over a couple. It was like, oh man. You know what? I think it was our first video that we had to put a parental advisory on. Please don't let children under 13 watch this.
And you know, I do admit that there's too many emojis. We were still young in the game. And, you know, we have sometimes we have our students that will see, you know, what's Boring Reviews doing. And I was just like, man, this is like some intense stuff. If I can do it again, I would have taken the emojis out. But check out our reaction. It's the only one with emojis in there that you'll see on YouTube. This is a video that is requested by a few people. I'm going to put whatever ones I can find right below here. I don't have their names in front of me, but thank you so much for requesting this video. This has been requested a long time ago. And we didn't have subtitles before, so we just kept not getting to it. Abay, like I said, has hooked us up, so thank you so much for that. And, you know, without wasting any time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and check this out.
All righty. And 3, 2, 1.
जो भी ये काम करेगा उसे ना कोई ऑफिशियल पोस्ट मिलेगी, ना सैलरी, ना मेडल, नथिंग।
अमेरिका 1000 से भी ज्यादा एटम बॉम्ब्स टेस्ट कर चुका है। उसके नक्शे कदम पे चाइना 43 टेस्ट कर चुका है और एक के बाद एक अपने एटम बॉम्ब्स पाकिस्तान को सप्लाई कर रहा है। Now it's time for India to become a nuclear state.
This is 1998. Jeez.
अमेरिका की लक्रोस सैटेलाइट्स हर वक्त हम पर नजर रखे हुए, कुछ नहीं बचता इनसे। मेरा प्लान है इन्हें पूरी तरह से अवॉइड करना।
हमारे मिशन का बेस होगा पोखरण फोर्ट और आप लोग आर्कियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया के ऑफिसर्स बन के जाएंगे।
हमें अगले 30 दिनों में यहाँ एक नहीं 6 न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब्स टेस्ट करने।
Jeez.
और वो भी दुनिया से छुप के। Go, go, go!
शहर की भोली भाली जनता को पता भी नहीं कि उनके बीचों बीच क्या गुजर रहा है। अगर ये एक्सप्लोड हुआ तो ये पूरा शहर अंडरग्राउंड हो जाएगा। Come on, let's move, guys.
तुम मुझसे क्या छुपा रहे हो, अश्वथ?
Tell the president, let's stop this.
Why don't you get it? Our cover has been blown.
अमेरिका ने साफ शब्दों में धमकी दी है।
हम युद्ध नहीं चाहते। But if push comes to shove, हम भी पीछे नहीं हटेंगे।
जल्दी, tie up, tie up.
हमने जो सोचा वो देश के लिए था, हमने जो किया वो देश के लिए है, और हमने जो पाया वो देश का होगा।
हीरो वर्दी से नहीं, इरादे से बनते हैं।
Man, that was just 2 years ago. Wow. So,
Wow,
I
looks
mean,
like my kind of film.
yeah, I know that as a film, that looks really good. It looks really interesting. I love history. I love learning about history, no matter where it's from. On film, you got John Abraham, like I said, who we don't really know too much about, but I do know he's, heavily loved by a lot of people. But this is a film that is tackling an interesting concept. I mean, for half of that trailer, the antagonists are American satellites.
Right.
And it doesn't matter where the satellites come from, but trying to do something without being noticed is a tough thing. And I can only imagine how sensitive, and they mentioned it a few times where it sounds like they kind of got exposed on what they were doing. And you have other countries freaking out, like, what, are you going to go to war with everyone? And it's like, no, but you guys have your nuclear, tested. We've got to get our stuff tested so that we
Right.
aren't, behind in this scary weapons of mass destruction type situations.
Dude, I gotta say, I remember watching, was it Superman 3, where even though it was the cheesiest of the Superman films, Superman 4, right? Where, he
Quest
takes
for peace.
Quest for Peace, and he takes all the nuclear weapons and, basically throws them into the sun or whatnot. And man, it's such a far-fetched idea, but man, it's so scary that these countries, the United States including, has that kind of capacity. You know what I mean? And they say, assured mutual destruction will keep everybody at bay, but all it takes is one dude, you know what I'm saying, to have a bad day and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it and forget about it. And I mean, in the history of this country, we've come to nuclear war close to nuclear war a few times. The Cuban Missile Crisis comes to mind, where the Russians were setting up nukes in our backyard in Cuba, and we quarantined Cuba, which actually they said it wasn't a quarantine because that was an act of war, so it was like a naval blockade. They named it something else to try to say it wasn't it, but it's like, listen, other countries eventually will come across the technology. That's just a reality. And I don't blame India for trying to get themselves prepared.
I was going to say the same thing. You can't blame them.
No, absolutely not. I do find it interesting, though, like you said, where Edward Snowden was probably one of the scariest things. I remember watching this interview with Edward Snowden and him explaining to us or explaining exactly how much surveillance there is and the capacity. He's like, man, we got satellites that could read the time off of your wristwatch. Okay. So if they want to, they can listen. I don't care what you do. You could put a Band-Aid over your smart TV or whatever, your phone, turn it off, power it off. There's just no way around it. Technology is so ingrained into our lives that if they want to find something out, they're going to find it. Bottom line. And, luckily, I'm a law-abiding citizen, so I don't have to worry about that, but the reality is, man, it's scary to think that other countries, think about those governments, like, man, it's so hard for them to have any secrets. And obviously you need to have those state secrets for your own sovereignty, you know what I mean? To make sure that you can protect your nation. So I'm interested to see what happened. It was funny, though, when they're giving them that speech in the beginning. There's like, there's no position, there's no medals, there's no nothing with this other than knowing that, what you're doing is going to strengthen your country. You're doing it for your country. And that's always scary when they kind of, it reminds me of like Mission Impossible. Like, if you get caught, we're going to disavow you. We don't know what you were doing. Like, wow, throw me under the
we don't want to know you. Yeah.
Oh, man. I want to check this out. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, me too. And, there, like I said, there's been quite a few requests for it. So that tells me that a lot of people are excited about it and feel it's a really good film. And again, I don't get too political. I think I've mentioned that many, many times. I don't know how many, nukes each country has. But again, 1998, that's 22 years ago. Unfortunately, in this kind of landscape, you got to think about it. And so it'll be really interesting to figure out and to learn the story about that. Obviously, you take it with a grain of salt. It's a film. It's not going to be completely biographical. But I'm excited to check it out. We hope you are excited to check out our review. If we do see it, if you want us to check it out, then let us know in the comment section. Tell us how much you want us to watch it and review it. And that sounds, narcissistic, but, I'm being honest. There's a lot of movies that we want to watch, and we want to know which ones are the most important. But don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. Thank you so much for joining us on Boring Reviews. Please check out Cricket for Americans if you've not done so yet. That's our cricket channel where everything cricket is on that channel. Please check it out and let us know what you think. And until next time,
We know all things.